Barke Sheikh Sufi Ba, 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 Barke Sheikh Sufi Ba. I thank the Sheikh for all he does. I thank Sheikh Sufi Ba for giving us this Dara, for giving us this light, for giving us this living transmission from a living master, to the light of Allah, to the love of Allah, Sheikh Abdul Bamba, Sheikh Ibrahim. I'm grateful. On the screen, I'm dedicating this talk to the man you see right here, Sheikh Nur al-Jarahi. We're going to be reading from his illuminating book, Art of the Quran. Sheikh Nur al-Jarahi, who is the author of the book that we're going to be reading from this evening. I've shared some of his meditations on the Holy Quran in the class this week, and I think that might have been what prompted this invitation. So we're just going to continue that flow and continue on. So my Sufi journey didn't begin with this book. My Sufi journey, like everyone here, began before I began, before time began. But Sheikh Nur al-Jarahi Lex Hixon played a tremendous role in really opening the floodgates to actual bayat, actually taking hand with the living Sufi order. Sheikh Sufi Ba, 20 years after that fact, has taken it to the stratosphere, right into the heart of Allah. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to him. I'm grateful to every one of you, everyone in the Dara. Everyone here is my master. I'm just a humble servant, and inshallah, we'll have some nutrients that everybody can feed on. All right, so let's get into it. And what you're seeing here is the artwork on top, the complete chapter of the Holy Quran. Surah Rahman should be streaming, inshallah. So we're going to begin reading from part of the Quran. And yeah, let the party begin. Let the party begin. All right, so I'm reading from the opening, which is Spiritual Adventures, Dreams and Pilgrimage. So words of Lex Hixon, Sheikh Nur al-Jarahi. My journey was not solitary, but carefully guided by two powerful Islamic figures, Baba Muhyiddin from Sri Lanka and Sheikh Muzaffar Ozak from Istanbul, whom we're reading Adornment of Hearts every Monday night. Sheikh Nur is his disciple. Back to the book. I assimilated subtle truths about Islam, not only from these two perfected human beings, but also from their Eastern and Western disciples who form spiritual communities of great purity and intensity that demonstrate esoteric understanding in everyday life. Both these Sufi masters make comments about the manuscript of Heart of the Quran, not primarily through words, but through the mysterious gestures common among mystics. Baba Muhyiddin put the first typescript in his bed 8 years ago. This was 1988 when this was released, as if to keep it concealed into the right time. Sheikh Muzaffar placed a later version of the manuscript on his head after my meditation on Surah 103 was translated for him and exclaimed in Turkish, "This is the Holy Quran." To be Muslim in the universal sense is to be one who longs to turn completely toward the ultimate source, in Arabic called Allah. Who is and who is not truly Muslim is a secret only known to Allah Most High. No human being can judge another concerning this most intimate experience of affirming and returning to the one reality. The question of where a person stands along the exalted way of Islam, or whether one practices the 5 times daily prayer, or even which prophet one follows along the many sent by Allah, can only be a subject for dialogue between the soul and its all-merciful Lord. There can be no compulsion or persecution in authentic Islam. Whoever affirms and longs to return to the ultimate source of the universe is the beloved spiritual sister or brother of the true Muslim. Since every soul is a ray from the divine light, this longing to turn and return is the secret essence of every human being. Thus, all humanity, all creation is Muslim. Once the universal nature of Islam is understood as the religion natural to the human soul taught by God through the prophets sent to every nation in history, we can better appreciate the beauty of the Sharia. The particular holy way of life demonstrated by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The Sharia is the sharply focused dimension of Islam, where every aspect of spiritual practice and daily prayer is gracefully choreographed. Every movement of ablution and prayer, performing the pilgrimage, fasting, giving alms, is rich with meaning and power. For it was first made by the Prophet of Allah. Through my close friendship with Sheikh Muzaffar, I have been able to glimpse the union of the 2 dimensions of Islam: universal, all-embracing, ecstatic love, and the careful precision of a deeply sanctified, morally committed daily life. Sheikh Muzaffar was known, astaghfirullah. Sheikh Muzaffar demonstrated the unity of these 2 modes, the Hakika, the way of ultimate truth, and the Sharia, the path of religious discipline. The most exalted mystical love and knowledge which precede the whole universe, constantly returning into the source and even eventually merged in the source, can be profoundly expressed through the faithfulness and precision of daily religious disciplines. In the case of historical Islam, this means to live life in the details as demonstrated by the beloved prophet who lived it, as documented by the Holy Quran and by the Prophet's own oral tradition. Such harmony between the vision of the all-transcending truth and the humane activity of a dedicated life in society is the richest possible experience. This experience is, in fact, the fullness of being human. Personal, cultural being, the being of the universe, and the source of being are all thus mysteriously integrated. Sheikh Muzaffar was known for the radiance of spirit with which he performed the daily prayers of Islam. In the simple, powerful movements of his prostrations, which are the same movements practiced by all Muslims, there shone forth the marvelous correspondence between the open expanse of divine light and the responsible earthly life of humanity. One could awaken to a more profound understanding of Islam simply by seeing the Sheikh at prayer in his small shop beneath the grapevines in the bookseller section in the Istanbul Bazaar. In 1985, this Sheikh breathed his last breath, forehead on his prayer carpet in prostration, while making midnight prayers in his home beside the Sea of Marmara. And a slight aside, Sheikh Muzaffar Effendi not only died in sajda, in prostration, he said that if Allah has truly accepted my life and my work as a sheikh, blood will stream from my eyes once I've left the body. And Sheikh Afaria has confirmed, yes, blood did stream from his eyes. To the advanced souls, what do you think that means? What does that mean to you? Because I wondered the first thing, when I first heard it myself. Any thoughts? It's deep.
Maybe that, Bismillah, maybe that his eyes were uh irrelevant, like his true eye was his heart was
Mm,
seeing Allah, and that the eyes were not what he was using while he was in the body. I mean,
mm,
mm.
mm. Beautiful. I don't know the answer, to be honest with you. I'm just asking because I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I got to ask Sheikh Fire next time I see her. I've never asked her that. Anyone else? Bismillah, as I ask the question, what comes to me is life. Blood is life. And so possibly it was a sign that he was more alive outside of the body than inside the body. Ya Hayya Qayyum. Tam Tamasum. Back to the book. Early in our friendship, I was sitting with Sheikh Muzaffar one late afternoon in the ancient Bayazid Mosque of Istanbul. It was Ramadan, the Islamic month of fasting that commemorates the Prophet's own retreat to the mountain cave where he first experienced the descent of the Quran. We were enjoying together the poignant beauty of a Hafiz, singing the Quran from memory, verses which he had repeated since childhood and which had become as natural to him as his own breathing, gazing into the great domed space, radiant and peaceful, surrounded by this living revelation in pure sound. I was granted the vision of a translucent emerald mosque above even the highest heaven. There were no human figures visible, only a vast Quran whose letters radiated light and whose pages turned gracefully as it spontaneously chanted itself. I'm going to read that again. I was granted the vision of a translucent emerald mosque above even the highest heaven. There were no human figures visible, only a vast Quran whose letters radiated light and whose pages turned gracefully as it spontaneously chanted itself. Later, the Sheikh confirmed to me that this had been an authentic mystical experience, not simply the product of my own creative imagination. The penetration of my awareness into the deeper levels of the Holy Quran, teachings that are confirmed and safeguarded by the initiatory lineages, the mystical orders of Islam, the tariqas, came initially through an exhilarating but completely natural experience that unfolded one spring afternoon in my peaceful house near New York City, where a large window overlooks a garden and a river. My soul departs its earthly body and is taken in a waking dream to paradise. Led by a loving guide, it discovers vast, radiant gardens filled with joyous beings of light who are engaged in countless forms of whirling, chanting, and silent contemplation. Though overwhelmed with the beauty of paradise, my soul wishes to understand the whole picture and therefore asks its guide, where are the fires of hell to be found here? Smiling, the guide replies, my friend, there is no separate realm that you call hell. My soul, steeped in the revelation of Islam, responds immediately. But we read in the Holy Quran that those who deny Allah will suffer in hell eternally. The beloved guide replies firmly. But you read again and again in the Holy Quran that Allah is all compassionate and all merciful. How could an all compassionate power create a realm expressly designed for beings to suffer, even for an instant, much less eternity? This response startles and intrigues my soul, but it remains unconvinced. Perceiving this, the guide continues, what is taught in the mystical tradition about the person who even once repeats with utmost sincerity, La ilaha illallah. The ultimate source alone is worthy of worship. Joyously, my soul replies, such a one is counted among the blessed, and after death awakens immediately into paradise. Good, exclaims the guide. And since all souls are raised from the divine light, the essence of every being is this affirmation that Allah alone is worthy of worship, and all beings after awakening through the sleep of death will awaken directly into paradise. My soul is exhilarated by this profound explanation, but because of its deep commitment to the words of the Quran, it still hesitates to accept the truth that there is no separate realm called hell. The beloved guide sees this hesitation and offers my soul the final solution to its doubts. My dear friend, it is true that when a soul who has not practiced the life of loving submission to Allah reaches paradise, it cannot bear the intense radiance here, so falls asleep again and dreams of hell. Hellfire is simply the purifying radiance of paradise. And all dreams, even dreams of eternal damnation, are but momentary. These dreaming souls soon will awaken into paradise, fully purified and joyously praising the all-merciful one. The explanation now complete, my soul feels the full coherence and power of this marvelous truth, the all-merciful nature of Allah. Questions, comments, thoughts on what we just read before we continue?
Whoa. Stop for Bob. Rewind the tape.
Selector!
Selector, rewind, selector, please. Where he said that the hellfire is the radiance of paradise. Stop for Bob.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is a theme that's repeated throughout this book, that the light of Allah is so profound that the negativity of the soul here on earth cannot bear it. And therefore, the light becomes a purifying agent to clear the dross from the soul until it is gold. A little different perspective, huh?
Alhamdulillah.
Can you repeat that, beloved? I kind of cut out there.
I said, Alhamdulillah, stop for
Mm-hmm.
It was heavy.
So we're gonna eat good tonight, y'all. Puff, puff, ass. We're gonna get high tonight. Yes, indeed. Any other comments, thoughts, questions? Beautiful. Well, let's go deeper. This mystical teaching deepens the soul's longing to understand completely. So almost at once, a profound question arises. Revered guide, if the experience of hell is but a dream, may not the experience of paradise, its dancing maidens, its flowing streams, its radiant dervishes, may not all this be a dream as well? The guide responds with delight. Ah, my dear friend, you have guessed the secret. Paradise too is a dream, but it is Allah's perfect dream, totally unlike the fragmentary and confused dreams experienced by earthly beings. These words kindle the ecstasy of mystical knowledge in my soul, and it realizes that this unsurpassing guide is none other than the Prophet Muhammad. May the peace and blessing of Allah always be upon him. And in this state of holy exaltation, the soul becomes bold enough to question the Prophet of Allah. Beloved guide, are you too a dream, telling me that hell and paradise are dreams? The most excellent of guide responds instantly and with great power. I am the dream key to the dream lock of the dream door that opens into the treasure of divine love, which alone is not a dream. I'll rewind selector for that one more again. Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam says, I am the dream key to the dream lock of the dream door that opens into the treasure of divine love, which alone is not a dream. Questions, comments, concerns?
Bismillah, the frequency is very, very high. This is that rose frequency you was talking about the other day. It's very orgasmic. It's very exciting. It's really high. I mean,
and you know, I recorded. I'm in the dirty South right now, and I recorded a whole album down here when I was doing my Sufi initiations in 2000, 2001. And I actually, it's crazy, I used that line for a song. I'm the dream key, the dream lock of the dream door of the dream heart. So yeah, this is bringing back sweet memories. Sweet memories. Anyone else before we go deeper into paradise here? You know, I can't help but imagine what Sheikh Sufi Baa's book's going to be. Although I have a feeling that his visions with Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam can't be put in no book, you know what I mean? But I still want to peek, you know, into them treasures. You know what I mean? Can I get an amen from the
yeah,
choir?
Bismillah, absolutely. I do want to say though, today while doing Salatul Fati, a mosque did appear to me as well, but there was a human form, and I was surprised. So yeah, the zikr does open sighting of beautiful things. It was a large mosque though, like everything was like big, really big, but nothing in color. And I couldn't recognize who the human figure was. So that's it. I mean
Man, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, let's see what awaits us in the next chapter here. A second. Un momento, por favor.
Bismillah, brother asking why you looking for your next document. I was reflecting on what you just said, and it brings me. We just had a conversation last night, and reflecting on Astaghfirullah. It was a Dave Chappelle special, one of his last specials. But at the end of the special, he asked the question, "Am I in your dream? Or are you in mine?"
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Indeed. You know, flipping tradition like a pancake here real quick. Sri Ramakrishna, whom the masters in Tuba implored Sheikh Sufi Ba study in his tradition. And Lex Hickson, who I'm reading, his Satguru or his core avatar was Sri Ramakrishna. Peace be upon him. I would highly recommend Great Swan by Lex Hickson. The same illumination that he brings to the Holy Quran, he brings that same illumination and actually that same essence and that same teaching to the life of Sri Ramakrishna. But in his life, he went into the higher realms, and he went to one realm and there were all of the elementals. The next realm was all the angels, demons, elementals. gods, and they all wanted him to stay. I think he even got to the realm of Krishna and, the highest Hindu deities, and they all wanted him to stay. But he didn't stay. He went straight into Om and through Om, which is essentially the same thing that we're reading here. So back to the book, y'all. These words kindle the ecstasy of mystical knowledge in my soul, and it realizes, well, we'll read it again since it's so beautiful, that this unsurpassable guide is none other than the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah always be upon him. In this state of holy exaltation, the soul becomes bold enough to question the Prophet of Allah. Beloved guide, are you too a dream, telling me that hell and paradise are dreams? The most excellent of guide responds instantly and with great power. One more again. I am the dream key to the dream lock of the dream door that opens into the treasure of divine love, which alone is not a dream. A mystical door opens through the spiritual potency of these words. My soul enters and is lost in the treasury of love. The dream of paradise disappears. All that remains is the profound sense of Allah's own resonance, the silent thunder of Allah, Allah, Allah. From this primordial holy sound, all the universes are being born, and into it they are disappearing again. Suddenly, my soul finds itself once more in the radiant divine dream called paradise. The beloved guide takes my soul in his arms and holds it in a tender embrace, saying, now you know that we are inseparable. What could that possibly mean? Prophet Muhammad takes his soul and holds him and says, now you know that we are inseparable.
Bismillah.
Simba.
Fanafi Allah.
Yes. 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 Some good drugs right here. Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you. My soul looks down and sees its own form, no longer as a body of light, but as a body fully composed of divine love. And then hand in hand, the two who are one stroll through the radiance of paradise, joyously praising the all-merciful one. The guide now leads my soul to a vast window at the border of paradise. This is deep, y'all. If it wasn't deep enough. From here, the soul can look out upon Allah's creation, both in its cosmic sweep and in its intimate detail. Gazing at this awesome display, my soul suddenly feels intense nostalgia. Beloved guide, can one ever return to the created universe from paradise? Smiling once more, the guide replies, there is no separate realm, which you call creation. I read that again. There is no separate realm, which you call creation. Through the spiritual potency of these words, my soul perceives immediately that this is not a window, but a huge spherical mirror that surrounds paradise on all sides. When the elements of paradise are reflected in the immense curvature of this mirror, they appear as the elements of creation. The flowing streams of paradise, when reflected, appear as the streams of all sentient life. When the dancing maidens of paradise are reflected, they appear as the life-bearing planets. When the dervishes of paradise are reflected, they appear as precious human souls. The entire universe is simply the reflection of a divine dream. Questions, comments, concerns?
Bismillah. I feel this most when I observe flowers And lately I've been seeing flowers that I've never seen that are just so amazing. And I'm like, who are you? Where did you come from? And Google has the thing where you can I don't know what it's called, but you can take a snapshot and get the information. And there was one called the Sulfur Cosmos the other day. Y'all should look it up. Flowers to me
Wow.
today. I mean,
Wow. That's a trip. Yeah, I thank Sheikh Noor for this book, Lexicon. I don't think he's given, as we say, his props. So I'm giving him his props today. We read on. While contemplating this marvelous correspondence between creation and paradise, my soul catches sight of its own earthly form. Standing in a house on a spring morning, gazing across a river. Beloved God, I have the vivid sensation of being in two places at once. Again, smiling, the guide replies, my dear friend, when you look at your face in the mirror, do you really imagine that you are in two places at once? Are you not always where your original form is? I'm going to say it again. Are you not always where your original form is? Where's your original form, choir? Church? Dara?
Bismillah in the heart.
Yes, indeed. Anyone else?
That's a trick question. Just the form itself is that's a what form? I mean, I came a little late, so I've just been listening. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is an exposition of La ilaha illallah. And so what other reality are we talking about?
Ooh,
he
Lord.
just said,
Should
right?
I read the rest? Should I go back for our dear Shaker?
he just said everything is a dream. Everything. He just said that everything is a dream. It's all illusion.
And
it's just
is not a dream. So when I read this, my heart goes to my original form is in Allah. That's the only form. There's only one.
Exactly. So I'm just like, what kind of trick question is that? So, yeah, that's it. You said everything, paradise, hell, the creation, it's all an illusion. It's just this one being.
And it's really almost beyond human conception to really even wrap your head around it. But we try. We try. Anyone else before we carry on down the paths of paradise? Astaghfirullah. Well, let's go deeper. Once again, the words of the guide carry initiatory power, and my soul, when it looks back at another glimpse of its earthly form, perceives all creation as a reflection of its own face. Overwhelmed by this realization, my soul turns to its guide only to see paradise, and even the beloved guide himself as a reflection of its own face. Nothing disappears. All being in brilliant detail is simply perceived as one face. Then a voice is heard emanating from the rivers, gardens, and dervishes of paradise, as well as from the all crystal clear facets of creation. Do you accept this pure love in all its forms as Allah's embrace? And not simply my soul, but all souls answer simultaneously, yes, forever. The Jarahi dervish who translated my account of this experience from English to Turkish for Sheikh Muzaffar told me that certain secret oral traditions of his order were clearly alluded to in the dream, confirming my own conviction that this waking dream, Sheikh Nur wasn't asleep, he was awake. This waking dream was a mystical transmission of the way of Pir Nuruddin Jarahi, the consummate saint of love from Istanbul. Sultan Muhammad Nuruddin Jarahi disappeared from physical eyes in 1721, yet he continues to radiate as a powerful ray of light from the ever-present source. I once asked Sheikh Muzaffar, who was the 19th leader of the Jarahi order in direct succession from its august founder, what spiritual divine gift this saint had brought to humanity. Why had he been born? Muzaffar Effendi replied simply, for love, for love, for love. He then explained that Pir Nuruddin Jarahi had demonstrated the mystic way of melting, evaporating, and disappearing into Allah, only to reappear again as divine love itself. Based on the guiding power and inner permission granted by this dream, I have meditated on the Holy Quran, both as a teaching and as a direct expression of mystical love. Allah Most High is the source of love. Souls are the lovers of love. Creation is the reflection of the divine dream called paradise, which is Allah's embrace. Hellfire is the mercifully purifying radiance of Allah. The divine revelation shining through the prophets is the path of love. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam is the dream key, abiding in the secret heart of all humanity, which is the dream lock. The Holy Quran and all its mysterious facets is the dream door that opens to the treasure of divine love that alone is not a dream. Upon truly hearing the divine words of the Holy Quran, that ultimate door opens. One cannot present the Quran in this fashion solely through efforts of scholarship or accomplishments of poetic art, but only through the love of Allah. Divine love and divine knowledge are focused to the inner guidance of the Nur Muhammad, the Muhammad of light, the pre-existent logos as understood by Islam. This light shines before all the worlds and is manifested through the beloved Muhammad, peace be upon him, of Arabia, as through all 124,000 prophets that the Islamic tradition teaches were sent by Allah Most High, beginning with Adam, extending with perfect continuity through Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, peace be upon them all. We're at the close of our journey through paradise. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we close it out?
Bismillah, this might sound weird, but there's a
Two weirds over here, you know.
there's a
Very weird.
there's a warm breath. It's breathing on my neck. It's warm and then it cools, and then it's warm and then it cools. And I don't know if it's the temperature in my body that's creating this feeling, but it's amazing, and I want to share it. Thank you for sharing this beautiful work with us. Amen.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Yeah, it's above my pay grade, Basira. Try to interpret that one. I ain't qualified for all that. Anyone else before we continue on? But thank you for sharing.
Bismillah. Well, what's the name of this book, brother?
Who is this?
This is Brother Ethan Native.
Ah, Assalamu alaikum, beloved. This is Heart of the Quran. Let's see. It says I've stopped, my screen sharing has stopped. So I hope it's still y'all still getting all the goodies over there. But I think, inshallah, I've changed the screen to the book. This is called Heart of the Quran. No, I don't think it is. Maybe it did. I don't know. Well, the book is Heart of the Quran. The author is Lex Hickson, also known as Sheikh Nur al-Jarahi.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Anyone else before we end this party with the bang? All right, let's hit it.
It's in the book.
I know you was waiting, brother.
It's in the book.
It's in the book, yo. It's
Yeah, they
indeed.
definitely do. Stop fly. That's an inside joke from Brother Ashki and Sister Basira's interview on YouTube. Check it out, inshallah. Thank you, good brother, for this beautiful reading this evening. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Yeah, may Allah continue to guide us all.
Yes, indeed.
Just leaving the floor open for anyone to close this evening. Thank you. Stop fly. That is just.
Oh, hold on. We ain't done yet, brother.
Oh, we not done. I thought you was going. Oh, stop for
Oh, no, we ain't done. We got one
back
more.
to the left. Pass it back to the left. Stop.
Yeah, we about to land the mothership now.
Alhamdulillah, because I was like, well, this is anticlimactic. What?
Yeah, no, yeah, we about to, this is when, we done left the stage and now we're waiting for the encore. Like, okay, y'all want some more? Because we about to really turn up now. So yeah, this is the mothership about to land right here. So yeah, that's what we
stuck for love. Okay,
yes,
thank you so much.
Fading into the bushes. Stop.
Yes, indeed. Okay, we back. Thank you for coming. All right, so now Allah's divine song inside the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran, we must always remember, does not contain the human speech and thought of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, but is the song, is the divine song of power and love sung directly by Allah, the ultimate source of the universe, through the personal, cultural, and spiritual being of his prophet, peace be upon him. The Holy Quran in its depth is direct revelation, regardless of whatever historical studies are made of its surface. No meditation upon the Quran, no matter how strong the inspiration or how broad the scholarship, could begin to equal the Arabic original. Astaghfirullah. Simply because the Arabic Quran remains in the realm of revelation. This is a living revelation occurring afresh each time the Holy Quran is sung or chanted. For these Arabic words are the actual resonance of Allah Most High, and thus they transmit healing, protecting, transforming, and illuminating power directly from the source. I'm gonna read that one more again. No meditation upon the Quran, no matter how strong the inspiration or how broad the scholarship, could begin to equal the Arabic original, simply because the Arabic Quran remains in the realm of revelation. This is a living revelation occurring afresh each time the Holy Quran is chanted or sung. For these Arabic words are the actual resonance of Allah Most High, and thus they transmit healing, protection, transforming and illuminating power directly from the source. What is Sheikh Noor saying here to you? I know what he's saying to me. What is he saying to you, beloved masters of the Dara?
Bismillah. I was tasked to memorize the Abjad chart, and I spent the day analyzing it. And there is so much code. Because I'm saying, why isn't it aligned with how the alphabet is aligned? Why aren't the numbers in Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha? Why aren't they in that order? What is the secret here? And did I get some secrets? Juicy, juicy secrets. So I can only imagine the Quran in its original format, all in Arabic. That's why there's so many interpretations of it, because everyone gets something different. It speaks to everyone differently. It's infinitely filled with bliss. I mean,
Mm. Thank you. Puff, puff, pass. Anyone else? I'm gonna tell you what
Yeah,
what I,
curious. Oh no,
yes.
go ahead. No, go for it, please.
No, I respect my elders. Shoot.
I think you're the elder here, but
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
and I'm curious because there's a sheikh, a wali, an imam that's actually transliterating the Quran into hieroglyph. And
Mm.
so he's transliterating into hieroglyph, and he says that so the consensus so far amongst those who've seen it is that, and I've only seen like snippets of it, right, of the writings in hieroglyph, uh, that the meaning is richer, deeper, more mystical. Like it's like when we read the Quran in English, it's almost like the physical veil, but in hieroglyph, we're looking at the inner meanings of it, and
Mm.
it's very, very sublime. So I think that where I'm going with this, I think that the Quran itself can be in multiple languages, right? Because the reason that he transliterated it to, the Kemetic, the hieroglyphs, is because this particular imam says that that's the closest, the Natur is the closest language to that which was spoken by Adam, alayhi salam. It's the
Mm.
closest, and when Adam was taught, he was speaking with the angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was speaking the true language, the language, he knew the true words, right? And the the hieroglyphs, the Kemetic language is the closest thing to that,
Mm.
and the Arabic is the key that takes you there. So
Mm.
I think that when we're talking about like frequencies, sound frequencies, there's something in the Arabic, and I feel like I need to respect it a little bit more.
Mm.
Because it's also attached to Arab supremacy, and we kind of shy away from that. But
Mm-hmm.
if we detach it from the Arab ego, there's there's probably something very special in that language, that it's imparting sound vibration. But the Quran is not static and just, I don't think the Quran is static and just Arabic, because there is this example of the Quran being transliterated into hieroglyphs, which
Mm-hmm.
gives a deeper meaning
Mm.
to the text.
Mm. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Um, I uh I have a lot to respond to this. Arabic, the same people that, man, I was told once by a master I gotta say would get me killed. That's my success. The same hijack of Hebrew has occurred in Arabic. So when we think of Hebrew, we think of people that have very little to do with Hebrew. Hebrew is such, look, you can say a Hebrew letter in sand, and that letter will form in sand. I know they're both Semitic languages, so the same is quite possible in Arabic, but I do know studies have been shown by our researchers, and the Hebrew letters are actually constellations. It's star language. I forget, I think it's Gi, the language in Ethiopia. is similar. Their
Am-
alphabets.
Amharic.
This is before Amharic. Now
Oh,
Amharic
okay.
and
Okay.
Amharic, Arabic, and Hebrew are all Semitic languages, but the book of Enoch is in this language. My man in Philly, Ross Ben, would be, we need him to step to the mic to drop that science on us. But yes, so it is what Sheikh Sufi Ba say that the Arabs they've messed up our Islam. This is ours. It ain't them the people over there calling them the so-called Arabs. That it ain't theirs. Man. So many places I can go. Which door do I pick here?
We are the keys.
You're right.
Door. Yeah.
There is a very unusual book. It's one of my favorite books by Dr. Mitchell Earl Gibson called The First Darkness. Highly recommended. It gives a completely unusual and different and higher perspective on the angelic realm. When I was, and now we're deep into the divine song of Allah. When I was a little youth, maybe 11 years old, and I'm saying this because I'm confident that everyone on this call has had similar experiences. And my return to Allah, my mystical path, has been trying to decode the mystic experiences that I've experienced. Like, what was that? And thus this talk and this subject, Allah's divine song, is like closer than my jugular vein, for real. So I'm 11 years old. My parents are musicians. I came up as a musician, and I'm out in space. And there's this magenta pinkish nebula. And out of this nebula is flowing the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. It's intoxicating. And I said at 11 years old, I'm either going to that or I'm going to create that. In the book, The First Darkness, which is written as fiction, but when you read it, you're like, I don't know. It said that in the angelic realms, there's a song that is sung every day. Now, angelic day ain't 24 hours, It might be 25,000 years, it might be one day for an angel. But this song is sometimes led by the creator, sometimes led by other angels. But all of creation joins in this song. Now, angels don't eat. They don't sleep. Allah slumbers not. And there's a part of us that doesn't sleep. There's a part of us that fire can't burn, water can't wet. That's our real self. But this song vivifies all of creation. And all of creation participates in it. The bird song is their version of the song. The frogs and the crickets, that's their version of the song. Everyone has, all of creation has their reflection, as Sheikh Noor said, of this song. But humans who said, we're gonna be the ones to deny the source and see if we can make our way back. This is my own feeling. I could be wrong, so that's why I say it. When Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam had his night journey and brought back the salat in the different positions of salat, that was the form in motion of the song. But the Holy Quran itself is Allah's divine song. And this is why even, sensitive souls that don't speak Arabic, don't know anything about Islam, they'll hear it and they're like, oh, what is that? And the profound thing that Sheikh Nur is saying here is that every time it's sung, the revelation is now. There's a coding term, asynchronous, which means it's outside time, it's always going on. Of course, it's more focused and direct during the holy month of Ramadan, but anytime the Quran is recited, you are basically, it's like the great maestro Quincy Jones said his job as a producer is to capture when God walks in the room. And for me, the greatest ever moment God walking in the room on record is Mama Say Mama Sa Kumaku Sa. That's a ring shot. It's like, yo, the Holy Spirit has entered the building. God is here. You can see Michael hooping and hollering and dancing, and you're there. So as a musician, it's like, yo, what would it be like to have been in the studio when they did that with them singers and the drummers and Michael doing his Michael MJ thing? That's nothing compared to singing and chanting the Arabic Quran, because you're actually inside the divine song of Allah. You're in the revelation. It's asynchronous. It's constantly streaming into humanity. My last little aside on that, the great grandpa Elijah Muhammad told us that long time ago, so long ago, we won't even believe it. There was a scientist that wanted all of the planet to speak one language. And he went to the 24 elders and was like, yo, this is my idea. We're gonna make all the people speak one language. They're like, yo, we can't do that. It's like, you're in a different climate, you're gonna have a different accent, different language. That's necessary for humanity. They rejected his idea. He went a little crazy and created something we called the moon off of that, But the Holy Quran has done that. All of humanity speaks Allah's divine song. We're speaking one language, which is our version of the symphony in this earthly realm. I went out on a limb. Any mistakes is all mine. Anything correct, all praises due to Allah. Questions, comments, concerns?
That was great. This was a very profound night. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I think it was might have been 2 months ago, or maybe 2.5 months ago. Just thinking about the revelation that you got when you were young, 11 years old. But 2.5 months ago, I was woken up to a chant. And I can't even imitate the sound. It's just this profound sound, and it was, it was big sound, big voice saying, Allah, lam yalid wa lam yulad, Allah, lam yalid wa lam yulad, Allah, lam yalid wa lam yulad, over and over again. And it was like a choir, but it was incredible. And then I was like, oh, lam yalid wa lam yulad. That's a class. That's the sincerity. That's the oneness, and then I was just thinking about it, like, was not begotten and was not birthed and does not birth anything. And this exposition right now that you just gave is making me think about that, in that I wonder if we're interpreting that in its like fullest sense, what if, Ikhlas is saying it's not, it is speaking about, oh, because the Christians say like God gave birth to a
Mhm.
God gave birth. But I wonder if it's like also saying, I didn't actually like really create anything, I didn't actually
Mm.
like make any, it's all just this one, uh, it's just this one thing.
Mm.
There isn't, uh, again, that's something that the mind is having a hard time understanding because I'm here now perceiving myself speaking to you and I'm hearing you and there's other people on this call and I'm in a room and there's this dream that feels very real and so it's blocking me from like Allah saying I didn't there's nothing I didn't come from somewhere and I bring anything into existence either. So I got to think about that. I got to just really reflect. I got to really reflect. But just thank you for today.
Thank you. As you
Bismillah.
speak, that was just a quick moment, dear Basira. That goes back to the original question where Sheikh Noor said, I have the vivid sensation of being in two places at once. And Prophet Muhammad alaihi wasallam says, when you look at your face in the mirror, do you really imagine that you're in two places at once? Or are you not always where your original form is? Sister Basira.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that this is one of your greatest gifts, storytelling. And I'm so I don't know if I have the station to say I'm proud of you and what you've done here tonight, but that's what I feel like saying. And I'm just grateful that you're shining more because you're so quiet. He could easily disappear and be just as joyful. So that you're here and you're sharing yourself is just a grace. And thank you.
Thank you. Rakim said, so low key that you might not see me. Incognito, taking it easy.
Yeah, that's you.
Bismillah. Anyone else? I think, if we do any more songs, we might just it might be the rapture. We might just disappear up out here. Real. If not, with that, I'll say good night and head to the after party.
Just wait, Bismillah, real quick. I don't have anything to say. I just realized, and Sheikh Mustafa has told me this many times, yet it hasn't clicked. Ether Native and Simba, you're two different people.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're on this call, I think, right? Are they both?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're two. Okay, you're two different people. I thought I was reaching out. Astaghfirullah, I'm hijacking the call, but I don't know how to reach them. Simba, Simba, are you in the inner circle? Are you here?
Bismillah, yes, I'm here on the inner circle. Which group? Which group? I think I am.
Are you?
I don't remember. I might be though.
Make a post. I've been waiting for, sorry, I am so astaghfirullah, everybody. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Simba said he was gonna put something in the chat group about the heart. I've been waiting for days. No, then I
Bismillah,
checked.
I actually posted it. I posted it in the class on in the Monday in the morning class.
Oh, okay. Astaghfirullah. Post it again, please.
Bismillah, give me 1 second.
And astaghfirullah to Ether Native because I thought you was Simba. And so if you're seeing messages and you're like, why is this lady messaging me? Astaghfirullah, I thought you was Simba Ali.
Bismillah, all is well, sister. All is well, Shaker.
And the dervishes are mirrors of each other, right?
The pen breaks. Page slips away. That is your brother Ashki.